Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBNradio.com.
Today, everyone is a product and everyone needs marketing to succeed. So let's talk about it right now on Marketing Unfiltered with award-winning creative expert Wendi Cooper and her co-host John Hamilton.
Hey, good evening, everybody. It is... Oh, gosh, I don't even know what day it is. Well, it's Tuesday. Well, I do know that. It's Tuesday evening, and you are listening to C-Spot Talk Marketing Unfiltered. I nailed it. I usually even screw up the name of my own show. So tonight is going to be kind of fun. We're going to talk more business. So I always like these kind of shows where if anybody, we do have a lot of listeners. So tonight's not going to be one of those crazy Hollywood, what's happening in Hollywood, or the great new actress that has got her great role, and everybody's a product, so everybody needs marketing to succeed. So we always have these really eclectic guests on, but we're going to go kind of back to my wheelhouse and what I do in life, and that is run and launch direct response campaigns and products. And that is quite a very interesting subject. So first, though, I want to give a shout out to, I had a couple of things happen. So I do want to give my condolences to everyone that is suffering from the Orlando incident. That our prayers and hearts and everything possible goes to everyone that's suffering and anyone that has lost anyone. It's just a horrific thing, and that's all the spit I want to use in my mouth to give to that creep. But we do, anyway, you can't even talk about it. And then this week also I lost my friend Jody. So she was one of my guests on Living Unfiltered when I was doing Living Unfiltered. And she's a stage 4 breast cancer survivor I met through a friend of mine, Tonda. And she said she'd be great to have on your show. And so I had her on my show, and we became these awesome friends for the past year and a half. And she flew this past week. So I know that she's at peace, but I just wanted to, I know how much she really enjoyed being on this show. So anyway, Jody, I love you. And I know that you're in my backyard waiting for me right now as a hummingbird or a butterfly. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to get on with the show. And tonight, hold on, I got to get my paper. I forgot. Just like I forgot my favorite eye pencil, so I couldn't put it on before the show, and I'm really distraught. You guys know, anytime I either get a haircut or something physically goes awry, I'm a mess. Okay, so, hey, I didn't ask you. We had a little bit of dinner before the show tonight, and I'm going to introduce my first guest. His name is Rey Pasinli.
Nicely said.
Is that right? Because it feels like I'm missing a vowel.
I get that all the time. I get Pasolini, and you nailed it. I'm very impressed.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, welcome to the show. You are the executive director of Total Apps.
That is correct.
And you have been in the payment processing business, which is a huge thing, by the way. Huger now than ever before. Yeah. For the past, 10, 12?
17 and a half years. It'll be 18.
Tell me. Okay, so we've got Rey here from Total Apps because we have a super exciting thing that's happening that I really, really want to talk about. And as a DR marketer, I am really excited about. And then Jack Egan is here, who is the, shall I put executive, or is it just sales? Executive sales.
Sales account executive.
Account executive. I love screwing up. I love it. So for Total Apps, but I met you. I don't even know how did you cold call me, Jack?
I cold emailed you, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think you called me.
I did.
No, excuse me. Excuse me. I was driving on Culver Boulevard. Since we're in LA, I'm going to say this. We were driving on Culver Boulevard. My phone rang. I didn't know who the number was, but I think I saw that it was from Orange County, right? My whole family lives in Orange County. So I said hello, and it was Jack.
Jack, you're getting a raise.
And it's so old school to get a call like that isn't coming from a call center somewhere, right? Or a robot or no, seriously.
Well, I'm glad your family lives in Orange County.
Yes,
so
they do.
helps.
I know.
It's a good excuse to come visit us.
So it was really exciting because what Jack had to talk about was something that I think that has been long in coming and that is really awesome. And I am not going to try to explain it. I am going to first... Ray, tell me a little bit about Total Apps. Tell me about your background, and then we'll kind of segue and lead into the coup de grace, which is the video checkout.
Yeah, no problem. So, Wendi, first of all, thanks for having us on the show. I'm so relieved to see that you are so passionate and see the game-changing opportunity that we're playing with on our side. From a personal note, I got into e-commerce kind of a really sideways path. I literally used to be a rocket scientist in my former career.
Literally? You were a rocket scientist?
I worked on the space station. I worked on NASA projects. I worked on F-22 Raptor.
Not literally on the space station.
Literally.
But not in space.
Well, that's to come. I'm working on that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so in my former career, I was a mechanical engineer, minor in mathematics, emphasis robotics, automated controls, worked for aerospace. I found out that I didn't want to live the rest of my life as a cubicle monkey, and I ended up going back to school to get my MBA. And this was in the late 1990s. It was the dot-bomb era, and
Dot-bomb. I love it.
Yeah.
Dot-bomb.
And it was just this amazing period where everything was being disrupted, and the telephone book was obsolete, and your travel agent, and all these things that we thought were just going to disappear overnight. And it was really fascinating at that point in time because it was like being at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Yeah. And if you're in the right place at the right time, there are some massive opportunities. Now, ironically, fast forward almost 20 years later, I look at today's environment as an even bigger opportunity than what we had in the dot-bomb, because we all have smartphones, we have Wi-Fi, high-speed internet, we have social media, we have streaming video. So from that, so in those early days, I got into the credit card side of things because I wanted to be involved in this internet e-commerce stuff, and I started building websites. But all the people that I spoke to did not know how to set up a merchant account and do credit card payments online, and how do I protect myself from fraud? And oh my God, they ordered $4,000 of TVs from Nigeria. Yahoo! It was the Wild West.
I remember it well.
It was the Wild West. I mean, every week I had a different Nigerian prince congratulating me. So,
absolutely. So, but lucky enough, I had worked years before that for a company that was actually raising money from the Nigerians. So I know everything about those Nigerian people from this. Actually, it was a company in Orange County. They all went to jail. Whatever. I just worked. I was just a hired hand, But it was so funny when then the Nigerians went to the internet to do it.
But it was really. But it was such a violently changing time period that a lot of people were caught off guard, and what I discovered was back then was that the payment industry was at that point already a dinosaur. I would talk to bankers and they'd be like, oh, this e-commerce thing's a fad. It's never going to take off. But I was convinced that this was going to be a game changer. So I dove in with both feet and I became the expert in e-commerce and how to do it.
Security, though.
Not just security, but more importantly, how to make it work efficiently. See, back then, nobody knew HTML. Nobody knew the difference between a content management system and a shopping cart and a payment gateway and all these pieces that you had to somehow technically connect together to make it work. So I guess what we tried to be is think of it as a one-stop shop. The clients would come to us and go, gosh, I'm having these problems. My stupid webmaster keeps smoking pot. Can you help me fix this problem?
So now are you saying, so the genesis of Total Apps, the company Total Apps, is comes from the need, because I understand that very well. Over dinner we were talking about that. That's where my company C Spot Run comes from. It came from the need of me wanting to do creative, but then realizing that if I was just to go and help people do their creative, which is produce a commercial, it's not enough. They didn't understand anything about the workings of the back end.
Exactly.
Right.
So we took that same exact concept. You know, most of our clients are really, really good at driving traffic and having innovative, creative marketing campaigns and creating a lot of noise. But, you know, one of our fundamental understandings being on the back end is that it doesn't matter how good the traffic is. If the e-commerce is broken, you're going to lose money.
Right. Absolutely. And it can be broken. It can be broken in several different ways, not just one way.
Very much so.
Right.
And this is the classic problem, right? I mean, some guy's stuck in traffic driving to a crappy job, and in his mind he goes, you know what, this sucks. I'm going to start my own company. And he hears a GoDaddy commercial. He goes to GoDaddy, buys, you know, pinkoctopus.com, and as he's checking out, they say, oh, by the way, do you need a shopping cart? Do you need a website? Do you need an SSL?
Panties to go with that.
Oh man, I'm not talking about the Valley. I'm talking about Los Angeles.
Ray, what are you talking about?
Hey, I'm pulling stuff out of things that don't deserve to be pulled out of.
I love the way Jack talks. He needs to be a voiceover talent because he has like the total Southern California.
Oh no,
you know, way he talks. But anyway.
So, but you know, and so this guy goes through the registration process, and you know, he's promised a website business for $1.99, and by the time he's checking out, he's paying $1,500. And the minute he goes, okay, I guess I have to pay some money to start my business, and he hits the checkout button, what happens? He gets a dozen emails from all these different vendors saying, congratulations, welcome, here's your login. Thank you very much for signing up. And he's like, who are these
You need to be a voiceover talent.
Oh, well, I need to be more of a Disney cartoon character, I think, than a voiceover. And so that poor guy is baffled. He doesn't know how the pieces fit. He doesn't know, does a website go before the shopping cart? Does a shopping cart connect to the merchant account? Where does this gateway thing fit, and what does it do? So we would get these calls from these clients, and it was a little bit of extra effort to hold these people's hands. But the results that we saw with our clients, by giving them that information that was mystically hidden off the internet, really helped them to focus on building their business instead of building their business. And so that was, I guess, that was the early days for us. And we really focused a lot on just pure e-commerce, people trying to figure out how things worked, and most importantly, how to get their traffic to convert. That's the holy grail, right? I mean, statistics on the internet today show that if you get 1,000 people to your website and they go through the shopping cart and they get to the checkout page, 50% of those people will abandon that shopping cart.
Okay, so we over dinner we were talking about the live workshop on that and that process. So that was why that process came about, right? So let's not let them because we dealt with shopping cart abandonment rates back in the day that were extraordinarily high, and they still are, by the way, they still are. So to capture that order. Capture that order prior to selling them the upsells.
Yes,
that's where that came from, because
there
was less shopping cart abandonment rates, right?
And it's actually becoming much, much worse. The latest statistic that I heard is that if you take that same transaction, same customer, same website, but you put it on a mobile device, the shopping cart abandonment skyrockets to 97%.
That's why Amazon is so successful, Ray. I'm
Exactly.
sorry. It's just one-touch ordering. That's what it is.
But that's something that should be emulated by anybody doing business on the web. If
Yes,
it works,
it should be.
why recreate the wheel? So that's what we're trying to do on our side. We're trying to recapture those lost sales that are going down the drain because now they've gone from a 20-inch monitor on their desktop with a full keyboard to a 4-inch iPhone without a keyboard that's tactile, right? I mean, who wants to fat finger a 16-digit credit card while you're bumping along on a bus?
Well, here's the thing. So let's just... I think maybe we should explain. Let's explain what video checkout is, and then we can really talk about the features and the benefits, the challenges, the opportunities, things like that.
I'll give some backstory to it actually, because it was something that we see these tragedies happening, as we saw in Orlando, and every year there's something horrific happening, and we're a socially responsible company, we're a purpose-driven company, we want to make a difference, and we do that by being successful. And one of the things that happened that was really a paradigm shift for us was when we saw the Haiti earthquake in 2010. horrible tragedy. 150,000 people died on January 10th. And the Red Cross initiated the world's first SMS text fundraising campaign. It was a phenomenal success in the initial period.
I believe I remember that.
Yeah,
yes.
text 555-555 to
Right.
donate $5.
Yeah.
The problem was that it was very simple to initiate the transaction, but the back end process was an absolute disaster.
Of collecting and paying?
Yes, and what happened was that the people didn't realize that they were going to get billed on their smartphone. They had to wait 30 days to get their physical bill in the mail. Then they had to wait 30 days to make a payment. And if they didn't like the charge, they would say, hey, what's this $5 charge? I didn't authorize this. That was my daughter. It wasn't me. And then the telcos would take another 30 days.
That's the reason that
to
we
collect the
stopped
money.
doing things on telcos years ago.
Yeah. But here's the sickest part. So at that early stage, the telcos made a deal with the Red Cross, and don't quote me on this, but it was anywhere from 30 to 50% as a service convenience charge to process and remit the payments.
Okay, hold on.
Nightmare.
Is that your chair?
Yes, that was
Okay.
my chair.
Do you want to switch chairs while we're doing this, because that's going to drive me crazy?
I will not move. How about that?
Are you sure?
Yeah,
you can
I'm fine.
just switch chairs. I mean, we are
Okay, we can
we
make
are
that
live
happen.
and human, but watch your headphones.
Yeah, so that's a classic example of good intentions gone wrong. And
Well, it's a good example of not understanding how a backend works.
Absolutely.
And how critical it is to the functioning. So the backend is the most critical
It is-
thing of a
Absolutely.
it's the
of a
foundation.
campaign.
It's the foundation. So when I saw that experience, I mean, I donated. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really revolutionary. But then I heard the backstory about how the telcos were taking a 50% charge and it was taking 90 days to get the money to the people in disaster relief need. This was a travesty. And, news broke out and the telcos did the right thing and they said, hey, we're going to waive the fees and all that kind of stuff. But it was too late, too far gone, So at that point, we decided to investigate ways that we could facilitate payments for charities in a much more efficient, much more effective, more meaningful manner.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started getting into becoming more of instead of just a payments processor, it became more of what's called a fintech, financial technology company. And we started developing software. We started developing solutions because my problem is that genetically I am an engineer. That movie, The Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis walks around saying, I see dead people, right? Well, I'm an engineer. I see problems. And I can't sleep until I fix the problem.
Yeah.
So I see these e-commerce problems. I see these social media problems.
Yeah.
I see these humanitarian problems.
Yeah.
And I'm driven, compelled and motivated to fix these things. So our response to the telco situation was we created something called Tweet to Pay, and that's a whole different subject. I'm not going to get into it. But at that time, we started seeing the power and impact that video was having on conversion ratios.
Put me into a year right now, because
So this is about 2011.
Okay.
We had a website at the time, and we had a shopping cart. We're selling all these credit card machines and parts and all this kind of stuff. We added a little widget that added a little 15-second video clip. It was like a 3D video, like what you were talking about at dinner tonight, where you see the front, the side, the back of a credit card machine. It was nothing special,
right,
Right,
yeah.
but it had a little voiceover. Hey, free shipping today. It's available in stock. This is a top-rated product. Buy it today. It was a nice, cool, kitschy little widget. We saw our conversion ratios go up 500%.
Now, where did we find these? Where were they?
This was 5 years ago. So
right,
I don't.
but where would that have been?
Okay, so you would come to a product website page, and you'd see the pictures of the product, the description, the prices,
And then you see this little
and then there'd be a little
spinning thing.
15-second video that would play automatically when you hit that
Yeah.
page, and. So we were looking at our conversion ratios going, God, this is dismal. What the heck's going on? And then when we put this little widget on, it shot through the roof. So I started doing a lot of research into the impact of video. And we as human beings are, to survive, had to spot and be on the lookout for motion. And that's why motion in video captivates and engages our clients much more than a static banner text or something like that, right? So that was a real aha moment for us. So we went back to the vendor. We said, hey, this is really cool.
Plus, people probably thought at that point it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Too,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Right? But so we went back to the vendor and said, hey, we got all these great ideas. What if we could add a shopping cart? What if this thing could play on Facebook? And what if we could do SMS text messaging? They're like, no. That's not what we do. This is our widget. We like our widget. We don't want to change it. And it was really frustrating because they didn't see the opportunity that we did. So I took out my engineering utensils and rulers and slides and all that kind of stuff, and we actually started building this thing that we believed was going to be a game changer. And so the current product is something that we are extremely proud about. And it's a product called Video Checkout. And in simple terms, it's a shopping cart, but instead of having static pictures, you can upload and create compelling, engaging videos.
Okay, let me cut you to the chase.
Yeah.
The chase begins here. Imagine this for those listening, not watching. If you're on Facebook and you see a video, so you see my Easy GoPro television commercial or commercial, and it's on Facebook or it's on Twitter, and you see it, and you go and you're kind of swiping through on your mobile phone, and you see this movement, so you stop, which is cool because then Facebook says after 3 seconds you're an actual view. But what happens is that you like the product and you're interested in the product and you're watching my video. So all of a sudden this little thing is going to drop down and it's going to say, hey, you want to buy me? Now, the video is still playing, okay? And the little drop down, I call it drop down, but the little thing comes down and it gives you the opportunity to buy the product right there while you're watching the video. It never takes you away from Facebook. It never takes you anywhere else. You're just watching this video, purchasing the product that is actually in the video, bing, bang, boom, done, swipe down to your next thing.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, here's
it's genius.
A real world example. We all saw the
that
phenomenon.
Wasn't? No.
Well, no. We can really kind of help the audience visualize what this thing looks like. We all saw the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Sure.
Right. It was funny. It was engaging. Everybody was getting involved. It was a phenomenal success.
Yes.
From our perspective, we saw it as a dismal failure, and here's the reason why. When my cousin in the Midwest called me out and said, you need to donate or create a video and all this kind of stuff, go to icebucketchallenge.com. I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of corny, but I'll get involved. I'm seeing everybody else do it. I wanted to make a donation. What did I have to do? Well, let's look at the steps. First, I had to rewind the video. Right. I had to replay it, listen for him to say, go to icebucketchallenge.com. And I went, what was that? icebucketchallenge.com. And so I would leave Facebook. I would open another browser tab. I would have to type in the URL correctly.
Yes, there's many steps.
So all these steps. My point is this. Wouldn't it be simpler if there was a donate button right on the video? And that you could seamlessly check out. You could then, after the transaction, say, yep, I made my donation. I'm going to share this with all my friends on social media.
And that would have been, okay, but let me ask you logistically how that would have happened. Because what I like about Video Checkout from a marketer's standpoint, from a business owner's standpoint, and also from somebody that does a lot of social, right, advertising and things, and does a lot of, understands the back end, is if you were to do that. So that was a viral campaign.
Hyperviral.
Right. Okay. But how would walk me through how that would work? Because the way I understand it is, I set up with Total Apps or with Video Checkout, and there's this genius platform that makes it so easy for anybody to load up the video and then select what you want to charge for the product, and you can change it from one day to the next. Jack, you'll probably can explain that better.
Yes, I can.
And then. But in the Ice Bucket Challenge thing, since it was viral, how would that have worked?
So there's a couple different ways that you can do it. So on one way is you can have like a canned celebrity movie that is shared repeatedly over and over again. Another way that it can be done.
That would have been in your ALS instance. That would have been the ALS Foundation doing that.
Promoting
that,
right?
Exactly.
So another way that it can be done is that people can actually create the content and upload that directly to ALS, and they will then convert it into a donation video and hand it back to the consumer. So give you an example. GoPro does a phenomenal job of getting user-generated content. GoPro video cameras, right? They got skydiving, motorcycle accidents, all sorts of crazy stuff, and it's being uploaded every single week. What if you could take the videos that are the most spectacular, edit them, create them into a shoppable video, give it back to the creator and say, hey, this is a cool video of me surfing, skydiving, shooting bears, whatever, but if you want to make your own videos, get this GoPro camera. And so now we're able to leverage the power of the content creators who are the trusted source of information to the.
But could a content creator actually have an account with Video Checkout?
Absolutely.
Also?
Yep. Absolutely.
Right. We were talking about that in the green room.
Yeah.
That's So talk about that, Jack, a little
Well,
bit.
social influencers, like Ray was talking about, you know, these people that have millions of followers on Facebook, you know, they could easily sign up for video checkout, and then they could, you know, consummate transactions directly through video and take advantage of those thousands and millions of views they're getting. You know, that's the problem with today is these people are getting all these views on Facebook, but they're not taking advantage of it as how they should be, you know. Nowadays, if you want to consummate a transaction on Facebook, you have to be redirected to another page. In the world we live in today, people are addicted to Facebook.
They don't want to leave.
No one wants to leave. No one wants to leave Facebook.
Well, you know, I even on Facebook with EasyGo Pro, I did do one of those Facebook stores, and then I got rid of it because it
didn't work.
It didn't work.
I know.
Well, I mean, look, you're on Facebook for a reason. It's engaging, captivating. It's your social network. It's your life.
It's free. Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's basically, for me as a marketer, it's a place I have to be, but also if you know what you're doing, it's the cheapest media you can possibly find
And
anywhere.
it's the most effective
And most
way.
effective.
It's the most effective by far.
Yeah.
And like as Jack was saying, you know, we think, look, I mean, our economy is changing. We have this new gig economy, right? You got the Uber drivers and the Airbnb and all these people who want to be their own businesses. When we look back in the stone ages of the internet, the 1990s, it was an absolute nightmare to get set up to operate and run an online store. And today, with the simplicity that we've created, a non-technical person can sign up, be active, create a video with their iPhone, and within less than 30 minutes, be online and selling through their social network.
So I was also, you know, I have, and I hate to keep going back, but I'm just like the perfect example, right? Because I totally get what you're doing. I'm totally excited about it, but at the same time, I'm like the perfect example. When you say you don't have to have e-com sites are a hassle, and the more and more, you know, it's like, sure, you can go do a WordPress site, but, you know, try to put an e-com thing, a shopping cart attached to that, and then have that integrated with your 3PL, your third-party logistics company, or with yourself. Yeah. Okay, because if you're shipping them out of your garage.
Or customer service.
Or anything like that. So what I did for EasyGo Pro was because I did see that most of my customers were ordering on Amazon, because Amazon is a whole nother elephant in the room, right? That I got tired of paying for my merchant processing, right? I wasn't using it. No, I wasn't using it. So I said, okay, I'm just going to do a site where people can come to my site. They can see EasyGo Pro, and they'll just, if they want it, you know, here's a Home Depot logo. Click on that. Go buy it at Home Depot. Now, go buy it at Amazon. Go buy it at Walmart.com. And I would do that if I just got into any other place. I would just put those links there. Why? Because I'm now not spending money
and time
to drive people to my website, where people will argue the fact, but Wendy, the margin would be so much greater if you weren't driving them just to your retailers. No, my retailers love me. Why? Because I'm not competing with them.
Agreed.
Okay. And I don't have to pay for search because I'm on Amazon, and Amazon pays for search because they want to rank when somebody types in EasyGo Pro. And I'm going to rank anyway. Why? Because it's an organic. Okay. So there's all of these things that are happening where someone wrote a book recently, maybe last year, this guy Joe Jaffe, and it was about zero media. I think it was called Zero something or other. But it's true. You truly can. Now you don't even have to have a website with a shopping cart.
That's
you
correct.
don't even need to have that anymore, because you can just have these really awesome content is king, videos are king, when you can just take your videos, put them up on Facebook and put them up on Twitter, and have a processing a way to buy within that video.
Absolutely.
It's freaking out of this world.
Thank you. I you know, this was a huge financial gamble for us. This is something almost like out of Star Trek when we first envisioned what this video checkout would be. And, you know, we devoted a massive amount of resources, time, a lot of money to build it. But the neat thing is seeing the expression on people's faces the first time they see it. They go, "Oh my God, this is so cool. I've always wanted this. I see TV shows all the time where I want to buy something on the TV show. I see stuff on the web. I couldn't buy it. Now I have this cool." So, but most important of all, it's empowering.
Well, this isn't like they'll talk about it on Shark Tank, like that stupid guy that invests in Uber and all of that stuff. He wears a cowboy shirt and he goes on Shark Tank every once in a while. Drives me crazy, this guy. Anyway, he says things, well, you know, we've always talked about, God, You'll hear this. We've always talked about being able to just click on Jennifer Aniston's earrings. It's like, Jesus, dude, we've been saying that for forever. And yes, that's true. That will never happen. It will never happen. I'm going to tell you why. It will. And he agrees. It won't happen because that's like, okay, somebody wanting to click on this bracelet right now and these earrings and this. Hard. Do you know what a back-end nightmare that is?
We know.
Exactly.
That is a nightmare. And it will not. It will never happen.
It can't. Look.
That won't happen.
I mean, when we have artificial intelligence and all sorts of crazy stuff, I agree. That can't happen. But if you have compelling content and you're promoting a single product, this is a game changer, because now you have a distribution channel, a way to talk about your product in a compelling, safe environment where the customer can see that content agnostically. It will work on their smartphone, their tablet, their desktop computer, but it also works on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, email, websites. So it's really agnostic. And that was some of the things that we really, in the early stages, struggled with big time, because the first version that we made was purely for desktop computers. But the market changed so fast. Everybody went to mobile. There's more money spent on mobile advertising. Yeah. There's more traffic and internet.
I'm going to have to give you a breather. Okay. And it's time for a break. So we're going to be right back. And when we come back, we're going to talk some more about video checkout, total apps with Ray and Jack.
In mountain climbing, as in business, an expert who knows the terrain can help you minimize risk and increase your chance of success. In the business of direct response TV advertising, Direct Avenue delivers clients to new heights of success because we're much more than a TV media buyer.
The thing that sets Direct Avenue apart from the other agencies out there are the people of Direct Avenue. They come in and they really enjoy what they do. They work hard at it, and seeing the clients become very successful because of the hard work that they put in is amazing.
With Direct Avenue, expect to receive expert planning, brand building, analysis, and management of short-form DRTV ad campaigns. With Direct Avenue, expect ad tracking and ROI optimization tools, including TIP, our top-down investment process tool, which gives advertisers greater insight into the behavior of media targets so the right media is selected for every campaign. POP, our pre-optimization process tool, ensures your media clearance and spending goals are met. With PAR, Predictive Analytics Review, you'll receive reports designed to assist all marketing partners in the optimization of your campaign. And you can expect high-definition reporting with HDR. HDR includes interactive mobile-ready dashboards with detailed insight into each campaign. As a Direct Avenue client, you can expect the full-service resources and the ad buying power of a big agency. But you can also expect the flexibility of a boutique agency, an agency that will adapt a TV ad campaign to meet the particular needs of your company.
The key to our success is making sure that we're hands-on. Every single client-facing individual is senior level, so you get a hands-on experience every single day with every single client.
For a free analysis of your current DRTV spending plan, give us a call at 760-579-4210. We'll prove our expertise by showing you precisely how you'll receive a greater ROI with Direct Avenue as your partner. With Direct Avenue, expect more. For more information, visit directavenue.com.
Lifetime, 1,500,000 minutes are spent on the toilet. So what's the problem?
When you sit on a toilet, you're at a 90-degree angle.
Nature didn't want us to do it that way.
This causes pushing, straining, hemorrhoids.
That's crazy.
We want to create a product that is great for humanity.
Well, go time just got easier. Introducing Easy Go Pro, the only way to go.
Anatomically, we were designed to eliminate at a 35-degree angle.
You just sit, lift, and go in a natural position.
The benefits list is this long from a pure health perspective.
A healthy colon is encouraged by doctors for all ages.
The key to vitality, it's the key to longevity, it's the key to your health.
Be a healthy goer. Order now at EasyGoPro.com. Try it for 70 days. If you don't absolutely feel better, just send it back for a full product refund. Go time just got healthier at EasyGoPro.com.
Hey, we are back, and you're listening to C-Spot Talk Marketing Unfiltered with me, Wendi, my co-host, John Hamilton. It's his birthday. Hey, happy birthday, dude. I guess I'll see you next Tuesday. Got him on that one. Anyway, happy birthday, John. And we're here with Rey Pasinli. Okay, that's where the emphasis goes. It goes on the Pasinli.
Yeah, there's a little sin in there.
Yeah, that's interesting. And Jack Egan from Total Apps. And we're talking about video checkout and how awesome it is that now, due to this wonderful new technology, we're going to be able to actually purchase a product while watching a video. And if that seems a little odd, we're just going to, we think it's best that if you're watching, you're going to be able to watch. Jack's going to walk us through all of this and show us how it's possible using Facebook as an example. Then, yeah, let's just do that. Awesome. I have one other thing I wanted to say, Jack. Sorry.
Thanks, Wendi.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, like Wendi said, you know, what video checkout does, it allows someone to consummate a transaction directly in a video itself with no redirections and without the video stopping. So we're taking out the biggest pain point of anyone purchasing a product on Facebook. Every time you click on an ad, you have to be redirected to another page. As a result, you're going to lose conversion. So this,
if you're selling a product, but this is what I wanted to say, because this is important.
Go ahead.
If you're selling a product or a service where you are looking to get leads.
Exactly. So we have a few different modules for different industries.
Right.
So
exactly.
We work with retail. We also work with nonprofit, political organizations, and lead generation. So each module looks a little different, but all the content is still there. So as you guys can see on the screen, I know some of you cannot see it, but this is an example of a retail video on Facebook. So if you look down below the video, there's a call to action button. Okay, so the video never stops playing, which is a great thing. And you can click on that call to action button when you are compelled to buy the product. So once you click on the call to action button, it's going to add it to your cart below, and then you easily check out below as well, enter in your credit card information, and purchase. The video never stops playing. You never have to be redirected, and you can continue to scroll your Facebook like every person in the world wants to do.
So now this video, because I've already tried this with Easy Go Pro. I mean, I got it all set up, and it was super easy to do. But so like Jarvis on this video, I watched this video and I noticed that they only have the buy thing come down at the beginning.
Right. So you can add that call to action button at any point in the video.
Right. Or you can keep it up the entire video.
Exactly. You know, I suggest keeping it up the entire video. Your conversion will be higher if you do that.
I agree.
But yeah, you know, you can add it. Some people like to add the call to action button when their brand is mentioned. I suggest doing it the entire time. So as you can see, could you click on that checkout right there? So that once it's added to the cart, you click on the checkout tab, you go down below, you enter in your credit card information, and you're done. This also works outside of Facebook, so it looks a little different outside of Facebook, but you can embed it directly into your website. You can post a link to Twitter. You can post it to LinkedIn. So there's millions of avenues you can post this video. You know, this is
so I can do it. I can actually post it on LinkedIn, and the drop down will be there. That's interesting. Have you guys? LinkedIn's an interesting platform,
right?
To sell something.
So you're actually posting the link to the video.
Oh, the link to the video.
Yes,
oh,
yes.
Okay.
You're not actually posting the video itself like on Facebook.
Okay.
So yeah, you would post the link. Someone would click on that link, and they would go directly to a full screen video.
And so you would be able to also do this. So Twitter, Twitter only allows 20-second videos, 15 or 20 seconds, right? They limit it. No, they have longer. But I think in paid or in posting, they limit the length of your video.
And that's why we also have the option to be able to just give them a link to a video. Hey, you want to check out something cool? Check this out. You click the link, it goes
right to the video.
Goes right into the video, and you can then shop directly in the video. I mean, as Jack was mentioning, I think that the biggest element is trying to eliminate pop-ups, redirects.
Yes.
Things that tick off the customer.
We've always said in direct response, you know, once you have them, the genesis is once you have them on the phone, Get them on the phone, right? I always say when I produce a commercial, I say, look, my commercial isn't supposed to sell the product. My commercial is just supposed to get somebody on the phone, right?
Right.
Your product, your people are supposed to sell it. If I'm driving to web, if my commercial is driving people to the web, that's great. But if your website sucks, hello.
Exactly.
Right.
And you know what's great? You know, for nonprofits especially, I'm really passionate about this because video content for nonprofits is going to convert way higher than a static image.
I just did a really beautiful video.
A static image of a starving dog is not going to convert as high.
And it's an emotional give, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you are emotionally grabbing that viewer, and you also, every time they're redirected, they're going to lose some emotion. But with this, they're continuing that emotion while they're actually consummating the transaction.
It's like I said at dinner, I said anyone that doesn't understand from a business standpoint, if you have a product or you have a service or a foundation or a company that needs a lead gen or whatever, if you don't understand the value of of being able to reach your audience, engage with your audience. It doesn't happen with television. It doesn't happen with radio. It doesn't even really happen online unless you're actually on that website. But yet you have to get to that website.
And really, this was the one statistic that blew my mind and made me decide that I was going to invest my limited resources and my retirement into this project. Video converts 700% better than static content or text.
Yeah.
It converts 7 times better.
Yeah.
So if you're spending $1,000 on advertising or $10,000 or $1 million, wouldn't it be a better investment if you got a 7x improvement in performance? And so that's really the selling point. And for us, this is why we're doing it. We think that the internet today is broken. Pay-per-click advertising doesn't work. You can spend thousands and thousands on impressions and clicks and not get a single sale. Whereas this is a performance-based tool. You only pay if you have a sale. So it completely disrupts the traditional status quo.
And by the way, you don't pay a lot. Okay, you don't pay a lot. So I'm sure that there's different ranges and different things like that. So we won't talk about that because that would be something that Jack would talk about.
Yeah.
but
expensive.
It's not expensive. There's not a big nut to have to write a check for in order to use this at all.
In fact, you can try it for free.
There you go. And even after that, it's not expensive.
Yeah.
Right? That's important.
Well, look, we really want this to be a tool for not only big enterprise and big charities and political organizations, but for the everyman. I want everybody to be able to have the opportunity to go into business for themselves and start marketing and selling.
So, Jack, this I think is an important point. Mm-hmm. Once someone places the order, now it's I'm the person that I have the product. Right?
Right.
Well, that's all great. Well, how do I do that? So there's a platform where I have my videos. I load them. Can you explain how that works?
Yeah. So we have an extremely user-friendly back office. All of our clients have access to this. They have a username and login. This is where you add the module, the video checkout module, to an existing produced video. Okay. So what you would do is you would upload your video to that module. Then you would upload an image to make the call to action button. You would drag and drop the call to action button, and then you can customize every form on there. You can customize the form that shows up when the credit card information.
Yeah.
You can add certain fields to be required. So if you want to get certain demographics from your customers, you are able to do that. So there's a lot of customization there, but it's very simple.
Very simple.
Very, very simple.
If I could do it, anybody can do it.
Exactly.
That's
and
what
I
it's
did
meant
it.
For.
Yeah.
So you are able to create a video in less than 2 minutes.
Yes, once I understood. Yes, I did. I was. It was really easy. I felt stupid when I actually asked a question and then I got the answer and I went, "Oh, well, duh."
Well, look. More importantly, we are really passionate about the user experience. So we have a fully interactive tutorial walkthrough that you can watch in about 3 minutes.
It was incredibly simple. I was impressed with how simple it was because I have onboarded now my product for so many online things, and onboarding, I want to shoot myself in the head because I don't have a big staff, right? I have everybody's like, I have my downline of people that do things out there, but internally in the office, I do everything.
Well,
I really do.
You know, e-commerce has been pounding the desk saying, simplify it, make it better for the consumer, right? Simpler, no more steps and no more pop-ups and redirects. We've taken that same principle and applied it to our merchant. The merchant should have it simpler. He should not have to, you know, pull his hair out trying to figure out how to code HTML and all that kind of nonsense.
No, not even. I don't even know how to put like a tracking frickin' pixel on my website.
Exactly.
I have to call somebody to do that for me.
If you're technically capable of physically uploading a video, that's about all you need to learn.
That's all you need to do.
That's all you need.
Yeah, it's true. The other thing is, okay, now from that point, okay, so I get 500 orders. Now what do I do? I mean, you know, so how is that? Is it integrated? Do I have this order? What happens?
Right. So we have an orders tab on our video checkout back office. All your orders will show up there with the necessary information. You're easily able to export that to an Excel spreadsheet to any CRM. So that's where we're at right now. Right.
So anybody can use that to process their orders at that time. And if you use a third-party logistics company, that's really a simple, easy way. They can just download the order file and then then do they have to re-upload that up for the processing for the?
No, it's all taken care of in real time.
It is.
But we have a
it's real-time authorization.
Yeah, real-time auth capture. But some of the things that we're in our development roadmap is we have about 25 major shopping carts that we're in the process of fully integrating. So like your inventory will carry over, your product descriptions will carry over. We're also adding like variable SKU, like size, color.
You should talk to channel advisors because that's what they do.
I know.
Yeah.
So there's just so many. There's too many opportunities. So we just kind of tackle them one at a time. But you know, this is an evolving product, and we love getting feedback from our customers because I'm occasionally the smartest guy in the room as a rocket scientist, but I'm not the smartest guy in the room. So I count on the user feedback, and they give great suggestions. Oh, we want to change our colors, our fonts, our buttons, and so we're constantly adding these cool new features. So, you know, now, you know, probably by Q3, you will just with a simple one-click button integrate with Shopify, Volusion, Magento, OS Commerce, these major common shopping cart solutions. So it's a neat way to upgrade.
Yeah, that's all good. I don't like any of them.
Sorry, didn't mean to go technical on you.
But you know what I mean. You know, sorry, they're the ones that are tying your hands behind your back so you can't do a damn thing.
Well, listen, I'm an engineer. I go geek pretty quick.
Oh man, you start mentioning them. It's like that's why I ran the other direction for that reason.
But that's the problem we're trying to solve for the everyday guy who's just trying to make a living
on the internet.
No,
we can't do that, Volusion. No, we don't do that. Nope, we don't do that. Okay, we don't do that. You know, well, we maybe could do that.
Pay me,
but pay us. You know, money talks. You know, or you walk.
But you know, that's the change that we're seeing. I mean, you know, the internet has evolved and it's continuing to evolve and stuff like that. So
you know the 3PO. We were talking at dinner, and you had mentioned Web 3.0, and I thought it was so great because I've often thought, you know, well, there's Web 2.0. Well, what the heck? That was so long ago. Aren't we on to 3 yet?
Yeah.
So
well,
give me your take on that.
We actually are on to Web 3.0. So for some of you that may not be internet historians, I'll give you a quick rundown. 1995 to 2005 was Web 1.0. Build it and they will come. It was mostly static websites. 2005 came along, then we ended up with social media. So that became the Web 2.0. So from 2005, 2004 to about 2014 was Web 2.0. We have now emerged into the Web 3.0. And that question that you asked is the same thing I did. What does that mean? What does that look like? So my concept of Web 3.0 is the convergence of Web 1.0 commerce plus Web 2.0 social to give us social commerce. And we're seeing this today in incredible things. So I have a membership and buy tickets from StubHub when the Lakers have winning seasons. And I went in to look at the seating chart for the Staples Center, and I saw all these little icons all over the seats, and I moused over it, and they were Facebook accounts of my friends and where they were sitting at the Staples Center for that game. Is that sick or what? But here's the mind-blowing fact. I was now able to make a purchasing decision, not based on the lowest price or the best seating, or
But
the best
who was sitting
but who was
by
sitting
you.
next to me. And so that's the best example I could find of social commerce, where I, as an average day consumer, are being influenced by my social network in my buying decisions.
That is so crazy.
So
Yeah, it is.
So that's why when we look at video checkout, it's the perfect social commerce tool. Why? Let's say I buy the blue shoe. And I love blue shoes. And you know what? It just so happens that all my friends love blue shoes. If I buy the blue shoe and at checkout it says, hey, thank you for your order. Please share with your friends for free shipping. I'm going to share that. And all of my 500 friends are going to see that as a recommended product. And that causes my conversion ratios to organically go up, and I just got free advertising too. So that's social commerce. And we're just at the tipping point of this starting to become mainstream. And so we're really excited because this is going to change everything, just like the dot bomb did.
Well, I think that it's awesome, and I want to thank you, Rey Pasinli. I did it. And Jack Egan. Jack's got an easy one. Jarvis's is even easier. Jarvis Essex, which is a very sexy name, by the way, Jarvis. Well, thank you for being here. I think what you're doing is really awesome, and I think that everybody's going to be able to check it out. I am going to. I'm going to try to get to it next week, but I was already to it, and then I had, I'm doing so many other things, but I really want to test that because we are going to be doing some more other things that I really don't want to talk about on my radio show because people listen and then they tell other people and then nothing's a secret, and then I have everything's on the but I am super excited about it.
Cool.
Thank you for driving up from Orange County.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and I will, anybody that has a product or a service or a foundation, you have to check out Total Apps. It's been up on the screen, but it's totalapps.com,
and
right?
VideoCheckout.com.
And VideoCheckout.com. It's super simple, super easy, incredibly affordable, and it is ready to go. And you can use it, and you just need to talk to Jack Egan about that.
That's right.
And that's Jack Egan at Total Apps?
No, it's Jack at total-apps.com.
First rule of thumb, where'd the hyphen come from? You know you're not supposed to have that in a URL, dude.
Yeah, it was a long story. The apps actually was an acronym, Advanced Payment Processing Solutions.
Oh, okay.
And we actually opened up in 2007, right before the App Store.
Did.
So you can't imagine the number of people calling me up, do you guys build apps? And
yeah,
like, no.
So I get it. Okay, because I did wonder about that. But anyway, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody for listening. And Jarvis, thank you for being here also. All right, we'll see you. C-Spot Talk Marketing Unfiltered is made possible by our sponsors, Direct Avenue, the television media agency where you can expect more. Contact them at directavenue.com. Ending music is courtesy of Tom Orsi at Orsi Digital. You can download audio episodes of C-Spot Talk Marketing on iTunes, Spreaker, and Stitcher, or enjoy the full-length video uncut on YouTube. Just search for C-Spot Talk in your directory, and while you're there, make sure to subscribe. Special thanks to John Hamilton and Tony Sweet for making Tuesdays the best night of the week. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, just send me an email at wendy@cspotrun.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.